Now, as Michael's just mentioned, Tony Abbott has been talking up his opposition to the federal government's pokie reforms. For more, George Roberts joins us now from Canberra. George, good morning. Where was Tony Abbott speaking last night?
Tony Abbott was speaking in Sydney at a anti-poker machine reform rally held by Clubs New South Wales. Now, this is a rally against the reforms that have been proposed by Andrew Wilkie and have been agreed to by the federal government and promised by Julia Gillard as part of their efforts to get Andrew Wilkie to support the minority government. This is a deal the government has to get through, or Andrew Wilkie's threatened to withdraw support for the government. So a key bill for Julia Gillard to get through as well. Tony Abbott spoke to this crowd, which I think you could probably describe as a friendly crowd towards the message that he was giving. It was peppered with applause and cheers throughout his speech as he predicted that the coalition will oppose the measures and will also get rid of them once they, or if they, get into government. Tony Abbott said that everybody agrees with doing something about problem gambling. He even went so far as to say that he doesn't believe that clubs would want to take a single dollar from problem gamblers, but he says that this proposal is a bad policy and that it's not going to work, and he says for that reason the government should reject it. Let's just hear a little bit of what Tony Abbott had to say, and then we'll have a look at the language that he's used there as well. Here's Tony Abbott.
I also know that anything that smacks of the nanny state will not be welcome by my party room. So when this legislation comes before the Parliament, I predict that we will oppose it. And if this legislation is passed by the Parliament, and if we then subsequently form a government, I predict we will rescind it. That's what I predict.
So, Virginia, he's saying there that he's predicting it and that he doesn't think that the party would support it.
Yep.
So that kind of indicates that Tony Abbott perhaps hasn't run this past the party room yet, but that is what he is sensing that the party feeling would be, and therefore he's saying that he predicts the coalition would rescind it. That's likely to cop some criticism from anti-gambling groups who will no doubt say that this throws into doubt the reforms for the future.
Now, CHOGM, of course, begins formally on Friday, but the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, has been there for the last couple of days anyway. She's been continuing to speak on Europe fixing its own mess.
Yeah, that's right. She's sent messages to Europe saying they need to fix up the economic problems over there, the debt crisis over there. She's also used a key speech yesterday to urge other developed nations within the Commonwealth to remove trade barriers with poor countries. She says that there's been a worrying trend since the global financial crisis towards economic protectionism. She says that needs to end, and she has urged other countries like Australia to remove tariffs and remove trade impediments so that poor nations can have access to other markets like Australia's.
Good to talk to you this morning, George. Thanks so much.
Thank you.